areas of our 99 counties have been declared disaster areas by Governor Chet Culver. They're showing us around some of the flood damage. This is only part of what Iowa's been shown here in the last couple of days.
I know everything up and down the Cedar River, from at least Charles City all the way down, every small town in between has been devastated by this. You know, this is all this water is going to end up down to the south the next few days. Columbus Junction, you know, Iowa City's getting hit with the Iowa River going crazy. Des Moines getting hit hard.
This is unbelievable. We're just cruising down the street in a boat. If the 93 floods affected like all these areas, you wonder, you know, what kind of adjustments or what should have been done that hasn't been done.
They raised the levees higher, but I mean, what they're saying now, this is, you know, the 500 year storm, you know, it's 500-year flood.
Floods in 93 they called the 100-year flood. These are now, some are calling the 500-year flood. How accurate are these probabilities?
Since we don't have 500 years of flood records, we really don't have a good idea of that. They were designed for the climate that we had from 1900 to about 1960. Naturally, the climate's changed since then. Yeah. And we get about 6 times as often the rivers are in flood. So we have now something that used to be a 200-year flood is probably something more like a 27-year flood. It's pretty hard to convince people they ought to build a great big levee. It's pretty hard to convince some people they ought to have one at all.
How can our state look at these trends and plan for the future?
The environmentalists have a point here, that let the rivers be as natural as you can and let people stay out of their way. Personally, I think it's a good idea to put soccer fields and baseball fields and parks on the floodplain and houses and city buildings up on the hills.
It's a national problem, and it's something that local, state can't handle without help.
We have the greatest anomaly of rainfall and precipitation in the nation.
We are going to continue to work together as a state to rebuild.
Honestly, I didn't expect what I saw today. You hear disaster area, and you don't see it except for on TV a little bit. But when you actually see it, you really understand what they're talking about.